morning, we will share the word of the Lord with the title, Whose Servant Are You? Whose servant are you? Have you ever had this experience that you have two bosses, but they have different ideas? So one manager said, you gotta do this. But the other person says, no, you gotta do this in this way. This one says, stick to plan A. But this guy, you gotta stick B. It's not common, but it happens sometimes. It's a very stressful and difficult situation to deal with. And in this case, two bosses you have. Who who are you gonna listen? Very, very difficult situation. In Jesus tells us today, when it comes to our hearts, when it comes to our time, when it comes to how we spend money, we cannot have two bosses. We have to choose one. So let me ask you again with this title, whose servant are you? Jesus gives today in Luke Gospel, very strange parable. Very strange parable about a dishonest manager. It feels very confusing, but the point is clear. The way we live, the way we use our resources, the way we set priorities, all these reveal who our master is. This is a manager. There's a manager, right? In this story. And he's about to get fired. And he quickly summoned like a debtors and asked them, oh, how much is your debt? How much is that? Reduce it half, reduce it 80%, reduce 70, reduce 60. Why does he do that? So that when when he's get fired, people will like him and people will welcome him. Very strangely, the master, the owner of all these, the master of this manager, praised him. Can you imagine? Like, what? I was to get 100, but this guy, because of this guy, I only get 50. But this master praised him. Not because of his dishonesty, but because he's forward looking, he's planning, his shrewdness. He's good at making practical judgment in his situation. Here, so Jesus tells this parable not to teach you, hey, you gotta be dishonest. Not that, but Jesus is teaching us thinking ahead about the future that really matters. For this manager, what's the most important thing? Life after being fired, right? He was preparing it. And the master praised him for that. So, question for all of us. What is the future that really matters to us? What is the future we are facing that really, really, really matters? What about our eternity? We are here to prepare our eternal home. In this parable, the dishonest manager planned for his future. Many believers, including me and you, we forget to do the same. We forget to prepare for the kingdom of God, eternal home. We spend hours planning retirement funds, and saving a lot of money to send our kids to college, save money for vacations, and more others. We plan our life. But how much time and how much energy, how much resources, how much of our heart do we put in preparing our eternity? This is our core question today. Verse 9 says this, "And I tell you, make friends for yourselves by means of dishonest wealth, so that when it is gone, when the money is all gone, they may welcome you into your eternal home, into their eternal homes." Jesus talks about true riches and worldly wealth. Think about this. Money is temporary, but how we use it is eternal. Money is temporary, but how we use remains forever. If we cannot be trusted with little things, why would God trust us with big things? Imagine if you have a friend and that person asks you $20 to borrow, so you lend her. But after that, a week after, or 2 weeks, 2 weeks passed. But that friend never mentions about $20 I need to get. And he never repays it. Then, what's going to happen? And about 6 months later, then this same guy asks you, "Hey, I need $1,000. What are you going to do with that friend?" We already know that if we give him $1,000, then we lose it. We already know it, right? He's not trusted with $20. With small things. He cannot be trusted with $1,000. In the same way, God watches us how we handle small responsibilities. And when we become a manager, most likely, not 100%, and we know our team members, we know the details of our team members, how they are faithful, how they are diligent, how they are honest in their daily responsibilities. Then we know one person, we know whom to trust when we become a manager and we handle other people, right? So daily responsibilities, they do not seem too great, but these small choices reveal something. These small choices reveal who we really are, isn't it? When we are working, when we are parenting, when we are giving, when we are making relationships, when we are driving, how honest are we? How patient are we? How kind, how generous are we? We fathom other people's capacity. We measure each other with our own standards. How do we do that? By how they take their own responsibilities in their day-to-day life. So are we serving our own selves or are we serving God through our daily lives? What do we do with our daily lives, daily tasks? Verse 13, you cannot serve God and wealth. Jesus becomes very blunt. And this issue is not about wealth itself, but it's about worship. Money makes great tool, but not a great master, but a terrible master. One of the richest person, I forgot his first name, John Rockefeller. And one person asked him, "Hey, we know that you are rich. We know that you have a lot of money. So how much is enough money, you think?" So what would you say? How much is enough money for you? Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if somebody says, "Oh, he's a millionaire," then oh wow, he is rich. But nowadays, $1 million is just average house price in Toronto area, right? So 10 million is enough? Would it be enough for you? Or 30 million is enough? How much is enough money? So this Rockefeller guy, who's very rich person, he said, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Then that will be enough. Just a little bit more. Then that will be enough. That is a trap. That is a trap holding us. When money becomes our master, we never have enough. We never have enough. We never satisfy. On the contrary, have you experienced freedom, peace, contentment, and joy? When? Did money bring you them all? Yeah, I'm a believer of money as well. Money brings joy. Money brings peace. Money brings everything. But I'm not telling you, that's not the point I'm telling. But at the time, money brings you like a great things. Money brings great things. But was money tool, or was money the purpose? Was money the master? That is a question we have to ask. When we serve money, what happens? There's competition. There's anxiety. There's greed. We want more and more. There's hunger and thirst for money. And there's an empty hole in our hearts when we seek for money. Money and God. Which master gets more of your trust, more attention, more focus? Verse 10 says this: whoever is faithful in a very little is faithful also in much. And whoever is dishonest with a very little is dishonest in much. Serving God is not about big decisions. We have to buy building. We have to move our church. It's not about big decisions. It's about daily directions. It's about daily decisions. How we spend our money, how we treat people, how we give our time. Is there any way we can prepare our eternity in our daily lives? We can prepare our eternity with what we have. This is a GPS map. We all use it, Google Map or Waze, or some people use Apple Map. But you can only have one direction at a time, right? They speak to us, hey, you gotta turn right, you gotta U-turn, you gotta turn left, or you gotta go straight. They give us direction. But when GPS says in 500 meters, you have to turn right. You familiar with it? But if you do not make a right turn and you stop there before the turn, then GPS does not say anything. Or GPS, the lady is gonna tell you repeatedly, hey, make a turn, make a right turn. But it does not give any other direction. GPS map waits until we need the next direction. The GPS lady gave us direction. And until we make it, she waits. GPS waits. The map directs you. Oh yeah, I already said this paragraph. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And in the same way, God's direction is similar. God gives you one direction, and God waits until we do it. God does not pour down His multiple directions at the same time. Hey, you gotta do this. God doesn't do that. God gives only one direction at a time. Also, I don't know if you have this area when you go new area. When I don't know which way to turn, sometimes when I turn on the GPS map and it does not really tell where I am and where to go. So when I don't know, I just turn. I just turn. I just turn right sometimes, left, or I just go whichever I feel like. Then then you know what's gonna happen? GPS says if I go right, then she doesn't say anything. But if I have to make a U-turn, then make a U-turn or direct me some like other small road and make me U-turn or make me turn right or left, right? If we are not clear what to do to prepare our eternity, try different things. Try different things. Be kind to others. Then God will say, God will reveal the next step. Help the poor. Then God will direct you the next step. Read the Word of God. Then God may speak to you. God may reveal what He wants. Also, another GPS story. Can you put two directions at the same time? Of course you can. Direction A, direction B. That we can do with GPS. But can you go downtown Toronto, south, and Newmarket at the same time? Can you put like an opposite direction on GPS map at the same time? The GPS gonna be crazy. What are you doing? You cannot do that. South, north, we cannot do that. We have to choose. We have to choose. We need to pick one. Whose servant are we? Jesus does not ask this question to condemn us. Hey, you guys are choosing your own stuff, not me. He's not condemning you. But God, Jesus, wants us to experience true freedom. Serving God. Sometimes we see serving God. Serve God. Oh man, there are too many rules, too many laws. Man, we gotta read the Bible all the time. We gotta pray like 10 minutes, 20 minutes every night. And we gotta memorize, what's that? Apostles' Creed. We gotta memorize our Father, what's that? The Lord's Prayer. We gotta do so many things. And there will be less joy. Who thinks that? Maybe in our hearts, just little part of it. Hey, trusting God, believing God is responsibility. But think about the joy you experience. Think about the joy and peace and love and connection we experience. There's a deeper joy in trusting God. The world cannot imagine. The world cannot give. The possession of the world, you buy like a Ferrari, like a sports car, which is one of the most, I don't know what most expensive car nowadays, but the Ferrari is one of them, Porsche one of them. Like you buy them, wow! Like there's a bright green or like a red or yellow car. Hey, I'm driving this. Like 1 year or after that, hey, it's just the same car. And you buy a home. Wow, I bought like a $5 million home, house, mansion. Great. How much will it last? Yeah, it will last longer than car, but it will fade away. The joy will fade away. But if you have the joy of Jesus Christ in your heart, the love and peace and confidence, and He's holding you, the connection, the peace goes deep. Comparable? I don't know. It's not for me. Maybe I didn't have like a sports car, that's why. But the joy God has, joy God is providing us, that's great. That's great. So choose God as your master. Choose God. As we choose God as our master, we can say something like that to God. Lord, I am your servant. Lord, I want to be your servant only. Lord, I want to serve you only. My life, my money, my resources, my time, my choices belong to you. Shape me into a faithful steward because you are my only master. You can say something like this to the Lord. May God be your only master. This is the message of the Lord.